Hey guys, how you all doing? The Wrestling Guy back here to say welcome to another video on the channel. Today we have an episode of SmackDown Breakdown, the series where I take everything that happened on this week's SmackDown, break it all down for you guys, talk about some of the key points, talk about what this could mean moving forward, and penultimately what I thought of the show in general for this week. So if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. Turn on that little notification bell as well so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting up here on the channel. Also, remember to go and follow us on Instagram under The Wrestling Guy. We post quite a lot of behind the scenes pictures and different experiences that we do over on there, so definitely go and check that out. Also go and check us out on Spotify under the Let's Talk Wrestling podcast. Again, just look for the little Wrestling Guy logo. We're not difficult to find. Right, guys, so we also have a stacked episode of SmackDown that we need to break down in today's video. So, Logan Paul would kick off SmackDown. So, Logan Paul kicked off SmackDown. This was all to do with a back and forth kind of back and forth engagement between the undisputed Universal World Champion Roman Reigns and social media sensation Logan Paul, where Logan Paul essentially called out Roman Reigns and said he was going to be the next challenger for the Universal title. So we'll see what happens to them moving forward. I'm not holding my hopes up on that one because I really don't think it's the right time to have Logan Paul be the next contender for the big title, but we'll see what they do with that. So also within this promo that we had with Logan Paul, he teased a press conference in Las Vegas, which he's invited the head of the table to. I don't know what this means. I think this is all just playing on the fact that Logan Paul is a social media megastar outside of wrestling, and I think that this is just a good opportunity for them to really promote that and promote what he can do kind of outside of the ring. Then we saw a nice little promo from Paul Heyman. This is the first time we've seen Paul Heyman on camera since he got F5'd through the table by Brock Lesnar back at SummerSlam, I think it was. So this is quite a special one for us to see Paul Heyman out. And again, in typical Paul Heyman fashion, he tries to talk Logan Paul out of doing something stupid like challenging the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, Universal World Champion, whatever you want to call him, Roman Reigns. To which Logan Paul responded with, I only have to land one magical punch that will take out the Tribal Chief. And I really liked that. I thought that was a nice little touch there by Logan Paul. And it kind of got you thinking, it does only take one move to beat the head of the table. Then we saw Sami Zayn come down and get involved before then getting eaten a right hand by Logan Paul, which we all knew was going to happen anyway. And then Ricochet arrived for our first match of the evening, which was Ricochet versus Sami Zayn. Can I just say, what an underrated match this is, Ricochet and Sami Zayn. Two guys on paper that this could be a phenomenal match. So Paul Heyman decided to stay at ringside, as did Logan Paul. And he would have a front row seat for what arguably was the Sami Zayn show for a lot of this match. It was very much Sami Zayn in control all the way through. And there were points in the match where he thought Sami Zayn was going to win it. He hit a Blue Thunderbomb, he hit the haluva kick, he did some underhanded tactics to try and get that heel victory over the face Ricochet. There was some interference from other members of the Bloodline. Usos got involved, and then penultimately Logan Paul got involved. But Ricochet did walk out with a victory. 1, 2, 3, Ricochet defeats Sami Zayn, and another strong result for both guys. I think both guys put in an absolute fantastic performance in this match, and I would like to see them maybe face off again soon. And then we saw Braun Strowman, the Monster Among Men, doing what he does best. He comes down and he absolutely annihilates the Maximum Male models, Massey and Mansoir. Chad Gable noticed that the Alpha Academy attempted a setup and managed to take Strowman off of his feet, but the Monster Among Men sat up and stared the team down to close the segment. Strowman continues to look like the dominant force that Triple H brought back. Triple H and WWE are really trying hard to rehabilitate his Monster Among Men kind of destructive character he had when he was in WWE previously. And if there's one thing that's clear about this segment in particular, is that the Maximum Male Models may be kind of ending their usefulness on SmackDown at the moment. I don't know, we'll see. We're yet to really see anything big from the Maximum Male Models yet, so quite what Triple H has got planned for them, I'm not sure what their future really holds, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with the Maximum Male Models going forward on SmackDown. And then we would finish this segment and we would cut to a promo from Karrion Kross, and it was another one of those ominous promos that we used to Karrion Kross cut in. So it was directed towards Drew McIntyre, and this is clearly preparing for a one-on-one showdown at some point, maybe even at Extreme Rules or Crown Jewel. These two are going to batter the hell out of each other whenever they get hold of each other. But Karrion Kross and Drew McIntyre, I can't wait for that one. That's going to be really good. And then we had another one-on-one match. It was Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley, the leader of Damage Control. Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Damage Control, they are continuing to ride the wave of momentum that they are on. This is coming off of the back of Sky and Kai winning their Women's Tag Team Championship, so over Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah on Monday Night Raw. And Raquel Rodriguez wants a little bit of revenge, so she's going to get in the ring with the leader of Damage Control, Bayley. There were, again, Sky and Kai were at ringside. There were points in the match where they were trying to use distraction tactics to try and score a victory. After the match, when Bayley did win, they got in and started attacking her before Shotzi came down to the ring, which was a bit of a surprise. Really hope that they start doing something with Shotzi again. I'm a big fan of Shotzi. I think she's massively underrated. Sorry, not underrated. And I think that I really hope that we kind of see Shotzi go back to what she was doing before with the kind of the tank gimmick, and I don't know, maybe we'll see another 6-woman tag, maybe Aaliyah, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shotzi. We'll see what happens going forward. But is there anyone that can stand up to Damage Control at the minute? I mean, Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, they're on an absolute roll of a lifetime at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that. Then we moved on to the North American Championship match between Solo Sikoa and Madcap Moss. For the first time in his career, Madcap Moss has received a singles championship opportunity. And he goes up against the new North American champion, Solo Sikoa. And this was interesting because he wasn't accompanied by the Usos. He was accompanied by Sami Zayn, which I thought was interesting. Not really sure what this was about. So Sikoa dominated a lot of the match. He just overpowered Madcap Moss in a lot of ways. There were moments in the match where Zayn tried to again provide the distraction, provide a little bit of interference, trying to make sure Sikoa gets the win. And Sikoa did. He successfully retained the title. This was a surprisingly long match, in my opinion. I thought that this was definitely, because this wasn't the main event. This did go on for a little bit, and it was a solid performance by Solo Sikoa. He looked dominant, and the fact that he got that tainted win by the involvement of Sami Zayn, it continues to kind of show that bloodline benefit that they've all got for each other, having each other's backs, having them in their corners. And yeah, I thought this made the bloodline look really, really good. The fact they've got more gold in the bloodline with obviously Solo Sikoa having the North American title, I thought it all looked really good on there. And Drew McIntyre would then, following this, hop onto the announce table and deliver a response to Karrion Kross as well. So that was all really, really good on there. You knew Drew was going to have something to say because it's all about his character. When they got backstage, though, Solo Sikoa turned down. It was interesting because before the match, I forgot to mention this. Before the match, Solo Sikoa did turn down the Usos joining him at ringside for his title match, and he did choose Sami Zayn. I really think we're going to see something between Sami Zayn and Uso, specifically Jey Uso, because I know Jey's not had a lot, hasn't really shown his loyalty towards Sami Zayn being part of the bloodline yet, so I think we're going to see something implode there maybe. And then we would get to our main event. It was a fatal four-way match for the #1 contenders match to see who would be the next tag team to challenge the Usos for the titles. It was Imperium, New Day, the Brawling Brutes, and Hit Row. Now this was obviously a big match for all four of these tag teams. This was going to be a brutal match. This was going to be a match where all four teams were going to give everything to get this valuable opportunity against the Usos. Obviously, you've got our rivalries in there. We've got Imperium and the Brawling Brutes, who are in a rivalry at the minute. And this match, it would go back and forth. If you have dramatic near falls, everyone be getting involved. So you have some last minute kickouts. And then it got to the end, and we thought Kaiser and Vinci from Imperium were going to get the win after they've hit the Imperium bomb, but an undetected tag by Ridge Holland allowed the Brawling Brutes to pick up the win and get their title match next week against the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This match was great. It made all four teams look good. There wasn't a single kind of weak link in this match in terms of teams or individual stars. It would have meant that it was good because it showed that Jimmy and Jey Uso weren't going to have an easy battle next week to keep their titles. They were really going to have to go and give it some. And I have a feeling that we are going to see Imperium get involved next week at all. There's no way that they're going to let the Brawling Brutes have a clean match with the Usos. The Imperium are going to want to get involved. They're going to want to make their presence known. So it'd be interesting to see what happens on there. So that is another episode of SmackDown wrapped up and broken down for you guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed another episode of SmackDown Breakdown. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I will be doing Raw reaction for next week as well, because the chairman of the board is not available to do next week's Raw reaction due to other commitments. So I will be jumping on here for you guys doing the Raw reaction for this week, and then later on in the week the SmackDown Breakdown as well. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.